So I know a tiny space heater isn't my usual content, but I thought I would just go ahead and record this just because I also just like the idea of people being able to think and troubleshoot anything, you know? So I ordered this small 400 watt space heater. At work, I get very cold sometimes. I just wanted a little heater that wouldn't draw too many amps that I could use to keep warm, you know? And this one came in. I specifically looked for one that had tip over protection. If it falls over, it turns off, right? Well, I got this in, brand spanking new. I went to work. It was so cold that day. Plugged it in, pressed the button, and it didn't turn on, right? What a bummer. So I was like, I could return it, obviously. But I didn't want to wait for a return. I didn't want to have to deal with the, post office and all that. So I decided to open it up and troubleshoot. Well, see this little dingamabobber here? I suspected that this had something to do with the tip over protection, but it just felt like a piece of plastic in a hole. I didn't feel any switches or buttons or anything. The way I figure it's supposed to work is when it's sitting upright, this is pressed in by the weight of the machine, by the weight of the heater, right? Because this is the bottom of the heater. And if it falls over, if this comes out, the pressure's off, and it would shut off, right? But the thing is, it just felt just like how it feels now. So I opened up this heater and I started looking inside. First I tested for continuity across the power button, which would have continuity when it was in the on position, and it didn't have continuity in the off position, which is exactly how you would expect a button like that to work. And as I dug deeper, I pulled out the heating element, pulled out the fan. I finally got to this little switch that sits on the bottom. And as you look, when I press in, you see how the switch works? And it sits right, and it looks like it would sit right where this little detent is. So my logic is, this must be the switch that controls the tip over protection. And if you look, these screws should be going through this little housing, but they're not. So I think it's an assembly error. This did not get threaded into this little holder, so this switch was out of place, so the detent could not press on it, and therefore the tip over protection prevented the heater from switching on. So I'm going to go ahead and put these where they go, where I think they go, reassemble the whole heater, and I'm going to try and switch it on, and I'll let you guys know if the thing fires up or not. Well guys, I went ahead and put that switch where it goes, and now the heater is working great. It's nice and hot. Simple.